What's going on, guys? Today I am doing a back glass on an '03 through '09 Hyundai Tiburon two-door coupe with a spoiler. Again, there's a difference between one with and without a spoiler, so make sure you do order the right one and ask your customer. As you guys can tell in the video, I am pointing out that I already trimmed out the old urethane, and that's where the original clips were that held on the manufactured glass. But we did go ahead and vacuum out the majority of the old pinch weld and got rid of all that old and broken glass. Very easy to clean. But we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it and start our new urethane, shooting our new urethane on the body. Again, we always shoot the body. We typically don't ever shoot the glass, just to make sure we get more of an accurate set. Guys, this was not a very hard job when it came to cleaning up and installing the new glass. We took longer on the actual cleanup, and then you will see, and also taking off some of the interior plastic trim, where a lot of the glass was inside and just making a lot of noise, and we wanted to make sure we kind of cleaned up the majority of that glass. The antenna does get in the way, so I do recommend you either move it out of the way or just be aware when shooting your new urethane that you do keep in mind the antenna is kind of in the way there. Again, we're going to overlap our urethane by an inch, and we're gonna go around and take your time on the shooting, guys, but then do keep in mind that there is a skin time on your glue. Again, we're gonna make sure, and also, if you guys don't notice, we did take off some of the interior trim while the glass is out, just make it a lot easier to push it out. You usually can just push it. Typically you want to take the middle off and then take the sides off and then take the bottom off. It's kind of a sequence. You can see, if you want to jump more toward the end of the video, of how I put everything back and just kind of work your way backwards. Again, we seam our urethane on the bottom and at the top. We only made two seams, and especially because we overlapped it, we want to make sure we close that down. Overall, like I said a little earlier, it was an easy job. The bad thing about back glass is that you spend more time with actually cleaning it up than anything else. We're gonna do a team set on this back glass. Again, the antenna, you'll see that my assistant does kind of struggle. He has to kind of swap hands. Be very careful on this. You don't want to drop the glass. This was about a $300 back glass. You don't see many of these Tiburons on the road, so it does make it kind of hard to find this glass. When setting the glass, also make sure that the sides of the kind of toward the back, the quarter panels are, you do want to make sure that they're equal on both the driver and the passenger side of where the glass is, or else it's going to look too much set to one side. So you're going to see, I'm going to walk through the driver's side and see how much spacing there is, and he does have a little bit of a tighter space. So what we're going to do is actually move actually to the passenger side. We were tighter on my side, sorry, than on his side. So we're going to move it just a little bit toward his side so we can get that nice even look to it. You're going to see me be a little squeamish when it comes to taking off some of the trim, guys. It's because I opened the hatch, and I was kind of sheepish toward the hood supports, or the hatch supports not being very strong or being too old. So I was very cautious about just depending on that to hold. Again, you don't want that hatch to fall, slam shut with the new glass that's not even bonded yet. You could slam that hatch, that glass broken, especially after all that hard work. And I think there was only about 2 of these glasses in the whole state of Georgia. So again, I didn't include the portion where I took off the sides and the middle piece of the interior trim there. There's a total of 4 Phillip head, guys. You're gonna see me struggle to find the other 2. I thought there was only 2 in that whole cover, but there is a total of 4 Phillips screws. So just grab a screwdriver, a pretty long one too, not too short, not a short little stubby screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. So make sure you grab a nice, about maybe like a 4 to 5 inch screwdriver minimum. Also, while you're there, go ahead and connect your heating and your heated back glass area. Go ahead and connect those connectors. But we are going to vacuum where that hatch closes, just so we don't hear anything. Just try to get rid of as much glass as you possibly can, guys. I always like to tell my customers that go back behind me to ensure that we didn't leave any behind. But as you can tell, there's one right there, and then there's another one over there on the other side as well, guys. And there's actually 2 more that you're gonna see me that I find later, a little later in this video, and it won't be now. It'll actually catch me off guard because I start pulling on the cover, and I actually crack it just a little bit. Again, I went ahead and took off both, and you can see more glass falling off. I start pulling, and I start getting confused because I feel like there's a lot of tension on there, and it's not till I see at the edge of the screw that I notice that there's more screws right there where my hand is, and I kind of see it, and by that time I kind of like notice it. It did want to it was about to break on me, but thank God that I managed to catch it in time before it broke. So we're gonna go ahead and unscrew it. Very easy unscrewing it. When putting it on, I did do it by myself, put on that cover by myself, so it can be a little easier with someone helping you. Where you pull that hatch down, where you put your hand in there, there is one more Phillips head there. The big ones go on the bottom. You'll see what I mean. The bigger ones go on the bottom, while the smaller ones go on top, holding whatever that cover is, your trunk cover is. I'm gonna shake these plastic pieces to get all that broken glass out of there, guys. Again, we're gonna try and get glass sound to the minimum because you don't want your customer to complain that he or she can hear glass rattling every time they open and close that hatch. Even though it's not your fault, you're pretty much just putting new glass. You still want to make sure that you avoid any sound or complaints from your customer. As you can tell, we finally connect those to that heated back glass area. Double check that your new glass does have good and new connectors, because sometimes you'll find that a lot of glass companies will just like glue those back on. Make sure they're still soldered, or else they won't make a good connectivity, and your customer can also complain that he or she does not feel the glass getting warm when he turns on that button. This was a very well maintained Hyundai Tiburon, so I was very surprised that everything was functioning normal on this car. Putting on the cover was a little bit of a pain. You want to put in the latch part first, and then also the handle portion at the same time. Unfortunately, you can't see the handle portion, but once it goes in there, you kind of just want to kind of hammer it with one hand, hold it, and try and put the one on the driver's side. You should be able to screw in by yourself. You should be able to screw in by your hand, and then go and finish it off with your Phillips head. I did struggle a little bit on the passenger side, just because it was kind of more deeper into the handle, so you guys will see that as well. As you guys can tell, I can finally put that screw in there successfully. It was giving me a big headache. Like I said, if someone is there to give you an extra pair of hands to hold it, it really does help you out. I had my assistant go install door glass for another customer. Now we are going to hammer those pieces, the sides back on there. You're going to see me be a little aggressive toward it. They can be a little stubborn, so you kind of want to hit it kind of hard in there. Not too hard either, but you just gotta know how to do it, guys. Just kind of tap on it to get those plastic pieces of the latch on there. Also, make sure I didn't see it. You didn't see it, but actually put those plastic pieces on correctly. That cover, hit it in the middle, because it has has a lip that goes over the pinch, the metal pinch. Also, when it came to these little plastic pieces, before you can put on the Phillips screw, you have to slide them in. You're gonna see me mess up as well putting it on. Like I said, this is my first time doing a Hyundai Tiburon, so it was kind of a little bit of a learning experience. But before you can start screwing them on, I'm always used to just kind of screwing them straight on and unscrewing them right away. But on this one, you have to actually slide it in and then screw it, and then kind of align the screw into it, and it'll line itself up. You'll see that, guys, while I'm doing it. As you saw before, guys, I learned right away on the driver's side. I was able to do it a lot faster. So again, it was a lot quicker since I messed up on the passenger side. The driver's side was a lot more easier and quicker to put on, since I learned right away that you have to slide it in before you can just screw those things on. So now that we have all that back on, guys, we're going to go ahead and put on the side covers and the middle portion. As you can tell, I have all those trim pieces in the back seat. I had to take them off and vacuum them and shake them off so there was no loose glass rattling around there. You want to typically start on the sides, left or right side, doesn't really matter which side you go with first. So just make sure you start on the sides and then put that last middle piece once you put on both sides. You are going to notice that at the edge of the middle piece, it did break. One of the plastic latches did break, it was actually previously broken. Like I said, this is an old car, so it did some of these plastic was kind of brittle on it, and that was literally the only portion that broke off, was that edge on that middle piece. Again, you're gonna see me put it on and then realize that it goes on the other way. It's backwards, so I mean, or upside down. So once you go like that, you're gonna kind of just tap it in there. Make sure you're lined up, guys, before you start fisting. You start hammering it with your fist there, because you will break those plastics, and you want to break more if you already did. And on the worst case scenario, if you did break a few of them, urethane does do a good job holding it in there, especially where you broke it off. You'll see exactly where one of those plastic latches broke, metal latches broke. But again, guys, it is old plastic, and it can be brittle at times. I'm pretty sure the customer said he was messing around. That's how originally the back glass broke up back there. Like I said, guys, overall very easy back glass install. You will typically take longer cleaning up everything, and cleaning up and taking things apart and making sure all the rattling and extra glass is out of there. We typically didn't take like a total, I'd say, of 20 minutes, so you should be fine to go. I decided to put that little cable, the little cover back onto the hatch, just because that's how he had it originally. Again, very well maintained Hyundai Tiburon. Do make sure you order the right glass if it does have the spoiler, or if it does not. You guys can tell what part number I used as well. Very expensive glass, so make sure that you keep it somewhere safe until your customer is ready for you. Again, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and there's the part number, so make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again for the next video. Later.